Royal family, coming at you with an overhead view of the past today. Now, remember, today we're asking you versus a third party, what's going on? Okay, so in the first pile, we have these lovely earrings. Let me just, nice. And that's the Tarot Illuminati. Second pile, we have like amethyst hearts, and that is the Gilded Tarot. Third pile, almost like a rainbow topaz earring, and that's the Tower of the New Vision. And then the last pile is going to be that flower, the jewel flower, and that is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. All right, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the boxes because sometimes that helps people choose their pile. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, so I'm here now with the boxes because sometimes that helps people. So for pile one, if you chose this earring, and this is the box, and let me show you the back as well. All right, so that's Tarot Illuminati, and then we have this earring, and this is the Gilded Tarot. Yeah, they've been through a lot. And this is the Tarot of the New Vision. And it's this earring. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of the Year Tarot box. And it's this earring. Okay. Alright, my loves, just do your thing, pick it up, and I'll be back with your reading. Okay, pile one. So if you chose Tarot Illuminati and these kind of blue-green earrings, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to tap into the third party first, see what the energies are in that situation, and then I'm going to tap into your connection and see what is happening there. All right, so let's get some significators. We have here asking for miracles. So somebody is begging for divine intervention in this situation. All right, let's see what's going on with your person. Let's get a significator for your person's energy. And we have the constellation of shattered dreams. So right now they're in the midst of heartbreak. They're feeling absolutely shattered at this time. They may have, I think they might be looking back on their life, and the road to where they're at right now has just been marked with heartbreak and pain. And it feels like they may have entered many connections, and each connection ending up the same way. Drama, fights, feeling isolated, and they're just feeling very discouraged at this time, very disillusioned, right? Nothing that they have engaged in terms of their relationships has panned out, And it might go back to the primary relationship that they first saw, which is the relationship between their parents, right? So this is someone who they're afraid to dream again, right? You know, when they keep making, well, as far as they see, the wrong choices over and over again, you really have to pause. You really have to pause and take stock of what is happening, because if the same thing is happening over and over and over again, then you really have to look at the man, the woman, the they in the mirror, because clearly you are the common denominator. So this is what they're realizing right now. They are the common denominator, and everything that is happening, they are the common denominator. So this is someone totally disillusioned, and looking back on the past and recognizing, wait, there's a pattern here, and that common denominator is me. All right, their energy towards the karmic or third party energy, the Jonah conspiracy is recognizing you've gone the wrong way. And not only have you gone the wrong way, you've gone the wrong way intentionally, meaning You already, at the time you were making the decision, you really had the intuitive knowledge that you were supposed to go in a different direction, but you purposely rebelled and went in another way because maybe you were afraid of what will happen there. Maybe you were afraid of what it would require of you. Maybe you weren't ready to change who you were, how you lived your life, that kind of thing. So you purposely, not just, okay, well, I took a wrong turn. No, you purposely, already having knowledge of where you needed to go, you purposely went the wrong way. You purposely made a different choice because you were afraid. Okay, so right now they think that them going towards this karmic energy, it wasn't a mistake. It was a deliberate choice. They were running away from their destiny, and now, as they're in Shiza Street, they're looking back and realizing they've not just done this in this relationship that they're currently in. They've done it in many others. Okay, all right. Now, let's see what's driving these energies. So they feel like they made a wrong turn, but they already knew that. They already knew that. So I think the person that's begging for a miracle right now, because your person right now, they're on bended knees. I think the person that's begging for a miracle right now is your person. All right? All right. Now, when they think about this third party and this third party connection, where is their mind at? The High Priestess, right? So your person has always been intuitive, and their intuition is telling them something now about this relationship. And what it's telling them is it's time to make a different choice. It's time to make a course correction. They can't continue going down the same road and expect something different to happen, right? That's insanity, isn't it? All right. Let's see your person's thoughts for the karmic energy. How are they processing this third party in their mind? Well, I mean, we got it with the constellation of shattered dreams. So basically, the predictable happened in this relationship as well, because your person has always acted against the wishes of their heart and against their intuition. They've always done that. Right? They've always done that. Okay? So what they're thinking about just so much pain that they've been through in this relationship. There's just been so much conflict, so much drama. And I feel like, that kind of, some people have the kind of tit for tat relationship where both of them cheating on each other, both of them doing things to each other. They're constantly keeping score and looking for how they can get back at the other person. It feels like this was basically the rhythm of this relationship. Each person looking to take advantage of the other person, each person looking to be in control, each person looking to have the advantage. But after a while, there's only so much that a person can take before they just give up. And this is where your person is at with this relationship. A lot of pain and heartbreak in this connection. And of course, because your person made a wrong choice. Okay, we have Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups is my numbing out energy. Okay, so I think your person right now, they've checked out of this relationship. But I really don't think that they're the only person that has checked out of this connection. I think the other person has done that as well. It's just too much. When you reach the Ten of Swords is that you've done it all. Both people have done it all to hurt the other person in this relationship. There's nothing else to salvage here. Okay? So both people, they've checked out. It's too much. It's too much, okay? The burden is too much to bear. Ten of Wands in reverse. Right? The burden is too much to bear. They can no longer carry this. Okay? Heartbreak and pain. So this whole lineup has been heartbreak and pain. Okay? Your person's looking back and that's all they can see. Now, there's not to say each relationship, they're going to go through their There are tough times. It's the nature of life that you go through tough times. But when you look back on a relationship, there's got to be more happy times than tough times for it to make it worthwhile. And your person, they're looking back on this relationship and all they can see, heartbreak, pain, burden, burnout, checking out that somebody in this relationship may have had some addiction going on, cheating on each other, betraying each other. That's all your person can see. They can't even tap into the goodness of it because the low vibrational energy of it permeates everything. Let's look at their heart space energy, your person's heart space energy for this third party. I can hear you asking yourself, so why are these people still together? Why? That's a very good question, and we're definitely going to ask it. Right? Your person's heart space energy. The heart is in pain. Well, we saw it. They told us that right off the bat, right? A lot of pain in this connection. Okay. Your person's heart space energy for the third party. Heart space energy for the third party. We have amused. What a weird card. It could be that they're making fun of the third party and their shenanigans. We'll pull some cards on it, okay? What's happening here? We have open. It could be that they may have had an open relationship, or maybe they might be still receptive to this connection. I will clarify for you. What else is here? We have chapel. I feel like put on a happy face energy here. And what else is here? The energy for this karmic. We have enthusiastic. All right, let's see what this is all about. Because that's at a divergence with what we already got in the headspace. All right, let's see what this amuse is all about. What is this about? We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Six of Cups. Okay, why is your person amused? It looks like this karmic or this third party is making overtures and trying to get them back together. So what that tells me, there's already cracks in the foundation of this. These people might even be living apart, or if they were married, they're already legally separated. But your person is not taking their overtures seriously. Why aren't they taking their overtures seriously? Because your person has seen the truth. Knight of Swords. They've seen the truth. And they know that this is all a game. Right? This is all a game. So what are they open to? What if they already know? They know it's not going anywhere. So this open here is receptive, which means intuitive, right? So intuitively, your person knows this is not going anywhere. This third party is not going to change. And if they go back, it's going to be more of the same, and more of the same is abuse. Ace of Wands in reverse. So why is a person cheerful then? Why are they cheerful? We have Six of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Two of Cups in reverse because they're getting out. They're getting out of Dodge. Why are they enthusiastic? Because they can move towards the Queen of Pentacles, which is you. That's why they're enthusiastic. Okay, because I was getting confused. So for some of them, there is already some sort of separation going on here. Okay? Now, what's happening in their life right now? And then I'll ask why they're still together. What's happening in your person's life right now? Let's see if this can give us some further insight. What's happening in your person's life right now? Underneath the deck, that's what little boys do. So it feels like there's a recognition that somebody here in this relationship is very immature. And maybe your person looking back on the past, maybe they realize exactly where they went wrong and where they may not have acted in their best interest in this relationship. Okay, it's a big deck, so let me span it out. All right, what's happening in your person's life in this connection at this time? What's happening? We have look at the eyes. Okay, so it feels like this third party that they're with, they have an interesting relationship with the truth, right? But your person has figured out the tell, and they realize if they want to know if this person is telling the truth or not, look into their eyes. The eyes is the mirror to the soul. So that's why your person's amused, and it's right there in the muse card. They have figured this person out. They've figured out this person's shenanigans. So right now, all the little machinations the third party is doing, they're just laughing at it because they know it's all a game. What else is happening here? We have a sister. Now, it could be that your person may have a sister or someone who is like their sister that might be stepping in and maybe giving them some advice at this time. So we'll tap into this and see what role this sister is playing. What else is happening? We have, you know the answer. And this is them realizing that they always knew what they needed to do. It's just that they didn't listen. They didn't listen to their own intuition. And then we have give the ancestors an offering. So I feel like your person may be moving a more spiritual direction. Okay. And maybe their belief system might be changing. Let's get into these cards. Spirit, what is this? Look into my eyes. Look at the eyes card. We have the devil, right? When they look at this third party and they look into the eyes, that's all they see. They see the devil, okay? So maybe your person could be with someone who is either a narcissist or has a lot of narcissistic qualities, and this person may derive joy from other people's pain. Because that's all they see when they look at this third party's eyes. They see the devil. Tell me about this sister. What's this sister doing? We have 8 of Swords. And we have the 3 of Wands in reverse. I think the sister is talking to your person. And what are they telling your person? Right? That you're trapped. You're not moving forward. You're not growing. Right? And it's time to take action. There's no time to delay. There's no time to wait. You have to take action on this. What else is this sister saying? So this sister is their confidant. See the truth. 2 of Swords in reverse. You're not confused. You just didn't want to see. See the truth for what it is. It's time to move on. So there's a sister or someone who's like their sister that is a confidant, that's supporting them in moving on from this relationship. Okay? They may also be saying, you already know what you have to do. Okay? We have Judgment in reverse. You know that you made a wrong choice. You know you misinterpreted the situation, misinterpreted the third party, and now it's time to move on. Okay? The truth has been revealed. Moon in reverse. So your person, I really think with this give the ancestors offering, I think they're really petitioning the universe for an answer, for an escape route. Yep, Page of Pentacles. They're ready for a fresh start. And we have the Ace of Cups, a fresh start in love. So that is what your person is asking the universe for. At this time, they're asking the universe for a fresh start in love. Now, let's get into the question of why these people still together. Because when they look in their eyes, they see the devil, right? It could be as well, because you know I'm a spirit release therapist. And one of the ways that you can know if someone is possessed by negative entities, you can look into their eyes. Their eyes are usually kind of black and bottomless. And their pupils, it's almost like they're high on drugs. Their pupils are very dilated and very black, no matter what eye color they have. You can always tell if somebody's possessed. So this devil energy that they're seeing it in their eyes, it could be some sort of possession, which may explain why this third party has been so toxic in this relationship. Okay, so that's another explanation as well. Okay. But possession by entities is very rare. A lot of people, and most people during their lifetime, they're going to have a negative attachments. Okay, because we're human, and we're going to be low vibrational from time to time, and that can call in negative entities and energies. But to be possessed, to have a negative entity take control of your body, it is incredibly rare. I've cleared tens of thousands of people, and I've only seen that maybe 6 times, if so much. It's very rare. All right, you are my drug. Why are they together? They're addicted to the drama. They're addicted to the highs and the lows, the make up to break up, because that is what they experienced in their childhood. Your person's parents and the karmic parents had a very volatile relationship, and that's what they think relationships are. And when we look at the media, we look at how relationships are portrayed, and all the intensity and passion and breaking up to make up, and the wild sex and all of that, right? We don't recognize. We've been taught that this is what love looks like. Love looks like passion. But, love is a consistency. Love is a commitment. Love is small things. And certainly there's intensity and passion there. But it is not the whole of the relationship. And it's certainly not the roller coaster. Okay? Why are these people still together? We have transformation. Well, they're together for a purpose. Right? They're each triggering each other's transformation and evolution. That's why they're together. They're mirroring back to each other. You see the mirror here? Mirroring back to each other themselves, so that they can evolve and have their own spiritual glow up. Okay? Why are these people still together? So basically, it's part of divine plan. Unsent messages, right? Things that were never said, right? So a lot of them, they're kind of swimming and simmering in resentment, but like people not saying anything about it, about what they really want, which is out. Okay? And they may not be saying that because remember, there's an addiction here, right? There's an addiction here. So it feels like everybody's just kind of staying there with their pain, and there's no communication as to what should be the way forward, right? Everything's kind of swept underneath the carpet. Why are they still together? We have in their head, right? So everybody, they're thinking about it, and they'll think about it to death. But where is the action? The action is non-existent. Okay? So based on what we are seeing here, what can we expect will be your person's next actions in this relationship within 1 month of you watching this reading? We have the Knight of Pentacles, and he's pretty stable. Okay? He is dependable. He is the hero. We have the Six of Swords, and that's an energy of moving on. We have the Fool, taking a leap of faith. And then we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, so what I see them doing is taking action to leave this relationship. Now, they're very conflicted about taking this action. Okay, for some of them, they may have taken vows, and they take these vows very seriously. For others, they have taken on a role of being the provider, Knight of Pentacles, right, of being the provider, and they're taking that very seriously. But they are thinking of moving on, and we see here from Spirit that they are going to be taking a leap of faith, but this is going to be a very difficult process for this person, because it's going to go against everything that they may have promised this third party, and everything that they identify themselves as. They identify themselves as a provider. They identify themselves as a savior. And leaving this person behind shatters all those ideas that they have about themselves. Okay? All right. Now let's tap into your relationship. So I'm just going to push this up there. We don't need these people. I think the only thing we do need is this card, right, which is the constellation of shattered dreams, because this is your person's energy generally. So I'm going to put this here. All right. Now let's look at their energy towards you. So generally, constellation of shattered dreams, them doing a review of their life. Maybe their life is flashing before their eyes, whatever it is. Let's see the energy towards you. And we have here remembrance. And this is about obedience, right? Remembering the path. Okay? Remember why they came here. All right? Their energy towards you at this time, remembering the path, right? They see you as their destiny, right? When they think about the future, they think about the path ahead, it's you. And quite frankly, Spirit already told us, they always knew. Remember with that Jonah conspiracy? They always knew that the path led to you. Rhyming. But stubborn, rebellious, and afraid of what it would take to be a partner to you, a proper partner to you. Afraid of the changes that would necessitate. Okay, so they see you as their destiny. When they think about you, it's rainbows and sunshine, it's happiness. This person feels lifted just thinking about you. So now that they're facing the fact that, they made a wrong turn, I think they feel very depressed. And I think that the miracle they're asking for is the miracle of a second chance. Okay. All right. When this person think about, it wanted to come out, Ace of Cups. When they think about you, remember what we saw in why they were enthusiastic. They were enthusiastic because they were thinking about a fresh start in love. And when they think about you, they think about this fresh start. So when they think about you and this connection, they think about getting a second chance at real love, not just the addiction of the other relationship. Okay? All right. When they think about you, think about this connection, where's their mind at? Remember, they already said that they're moving towards the Queen of Pentacles. So we're getting confirmation that you are the Queen of Pentacles that we just spoke about. Okay? And the Queen of Pentacles, she is the wifey card. She's the spouse, okay, in this deck, because she has already accomplished everything that she has to accomplish, right? She's grounded. She doesn't need anyone, right? When she invites you into her life, it's for her pleasure. It's privilege, okay? She doesn't need you. She's financially stable. She is self-sufficient. She loves herself, right? So if she invites you into her life, it's because she wants you. It's because she really loves you. There's no other attachment, okay? All right. And maybe grounded and stable is a far cry from the last relationship that they had, because remember we talked about the addiction there and the highs and the lows, okay? All right, when they think about you and they think about this connection, now this person's addicted to you too, They are very attached to you too, okay? So they might be bringing over some of their toxic energy from that last relationship into this. But I feel like this is them acknowledging that no matter how far they try to run from you, this connection, your energy, they always got pulled back to you. And maybe at some point in time, they may have thought that you were some sort of temptation or some sort of negative energy in their life that's trying to take them off their path. Maybe they thought their path was this third party here, right? But either way, they feel like they are bound to you, like they're chained to you. No matter where they go, who they're with, their mind and their heart always comes back to the Queen of Pentacles. And I think it scares this person just how much they are attached to your energy, because it looks like they really tried to make this third party situation work. They really did, right? But you were always the elephant or the cup of love in the room. Okay? All right. Let's see what's going on in their mind. We have the Six of Wands. So what they're thinking about is winning your heart, right? They're thinking about victory, right? What is it going to take to win your heart? What is it going to take to make you allow them back into your life? After everything that has happened, what is it going to take for you to open up to the idea of a second chance with them? So that's where their mind is right now. What's it going to take? Hedonistic. I think this person has a lot of fantasies about you, what life is going to be like. But I think, they might feel very passionate about you. And maybe as well, they see you as an escape from Alcatraz. Okay? All right. Their heart space energy for you at this time. Let me get this one. Heart space energy for you. We have intrigued. Yeah, they want to know what you're up to. Are you still available? Do you still love them? Will you give them another chance? This is where their mind is at. So for some of them, they might be trying to spy on you. I hope they're not stalking you. I don't like that stalking word. Right? They're trying to spy on you, trying to figure out what's going on with you, right? Because maybe they got some sexual healing. It's a lot of Marvin Gaye references going on. Right. So they're trying to figure out where your head is at, where your heart is at, and and it's all with the aim to see if they can come back into your life. So you let me know down below if this person can make a comeback. Can they make a comeback in your life? You see, now that they have been to, or maybe through hell and back, they're really grateful for the stable energy that you've always been. Maybe before, your stable energy was boring, right? Maybe they needed the highs and the lows and the drama of that last relationship because they thought that that was love, right? But now, when they think of you and the stability that you provide, right, they could use a ton load of that right now. Okay? So they're thankful for everything that you are. Maybe they weren't appreciative of you in the past, right? They couldn't appreciate what you were bringing to the table. But now that they've had something else, right? They're thankful for that stability. My God. When they think about you, they feel high, high, high every day. They feel high. So I do think, guys, that this person, they do see you as some sort of escape. Okay, you're an escape route. I don't think that is the only reason why they think about you, but I do think that is part of the reason why they think about you. What else are they feeling? Paranoid. Their mind going a mile a minute. Want to know if you're snapped up. Are you seeing somebody else? Spirit, what are they intrigued by? What is this intrigue card about? We have Page of Wands reverse. Will you even talk to them if they came your way? Because you know what they were doing in the past? They were juggling you. They were player. They were playing you. So they want to know, do they even have a chance to make a comeback, right? They are thankful for you, right? And they're trying to manifest a new relationship with you, a new beginning with you. They're also thankful that you're an alchemist. Maybe they didn't appreciate that about you in the past. Maybe that scared them. Maybe that scared them. Your spiritual beliefs may have scared this person off in the past. You know why? Because they couldn't get away with the BS. You would find out. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. When they think about you, they think about opening up to you. They think about, being vulnerable, right? But they're paranoid because you're the Empress. So they're thinking, you might be getting a lot of attention. What if somebody else already caught your eye? Or they're thinking, do they have enough to offer the Empress? Okay, because this person might feel like some sort of failure. Failed relationships really take a toll on your self-esteem, but then you have to realize that sometimes we're meant to fail at these things, right? So in order to push us into the highest aspect of ourselves and into a better relationship. It's not everything that we're meant to win at. Okay. Now, let's ask Spirit, what's happening behind the scenes of this relationship? What's happening in the 5D? What is waiting to ground in this connection? And then I'll get some 3D messages from your person. What is waiting to ground in this connection? What's happening behind the scenes? Well, we have a child. Okay, so for some of you guys, you're meant to have offspring with this person. For others, there's some sort of mission, some sort of project you guys are meant to do together, and that is waiting to ground in this connection. That's the plan. Okay, what's waiting to ground in this connection? We have constancy. So when this person comes back, their intention is to be true to you, to be constant, to be committed, and they already see just how committed you've been to them and your connection. They know that, right? So faithfulness, constancy, that is what is waiting to ground in this connection. What else is waiting to ground in this connection? We have a room. So it looks like for some of you guys, you're meant to marry this person, have a home with this person, share a life with this person. So that is also waiting to ground. What else is waiting to ground? We have here a widower. Okay, so that's death and transformation energy. So the transformation of the situation is ready to happen. I'll pull cards on that. Interesting. But maybe you guys are meant to grow all together. But then this may signal that you might go before them. All right, I'm going to pull cards. What is waiting to ground? A wedding, right? So you guys are meant to have a higher level of commitment in this relationship. So let me ask, Spirit, clarify that widower card. What is that? All right, so we have transformation. Okay, death of another relationship. Because 10 of Pentacles in reverse is a divorce. All right, so what's waiting to ground is the end of the third party connection, them putting that to rest, burying that, and then moving towards you. So these are all the things that's waiting to happen in your connection, should both of you guys choose it. All right, let's get some 3D messages from your person. Okay, I had to get the deck. I forgot to take it out. All right, what does your person want you to know right now? What does your person want you to know right now? We have, I'm afraid to contact you. Yeah, because they don't know what kind of reception they're going to get. Okay. I hope that one day you can forgive me. Yeah, it looks like this person really hurt you. Okay, maybe more than any other person that you've been with. So that's why they're very hesitant to come back, because they know they did a lot of BS. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Right? And worst thing is they didn't take accountability. They didn't take accountability in the past. It was all your fault. What else? What else do they want you to know? Finding out the truth crushed me. Yeah. So realizing what they did, right? And the part they played in the demise of your connection. It really drove this person to their knees. So they know trying to get back to you is going to take a miracle. They know. They sure know. I knew exactly what I was doing. So they let you know, they knew what they was doing. Remember, they purposely went the wrong way, right? It was all about rebellion. It's all about, doing their own thing, not listening, right? Doing what they want to do to help with anybody else. So they knew what they were doing when they hurt you. right? They don't have any excuse at all. All right, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be this person's next actions towards you within a month? We have 7 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the World. We have the Moon in reverse. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so it looks like somebody's going to break the silence in the third party relationship. Things are going to be revealed. There's going to be communication there. And this is going to signal the end of that relationship. Your person is not going to be in a position to invest in your relationship within a month. No. Okay? They're going to be very guarded because it feels like there's going to be some sort of battle with this third party now that it's going to be wound up or coming to an end. So they're going to have their hands full. Okay? I'm gonna, so that was your reading. Tell me if your person is going to get a second chance with you, or have you left them completely behind? Can I ask you guys, listen, I was looking at one of my videos and they were saying that no one had their notifications on, which I find very strange. So give me feedback on that as well. So check and make sure that you subscribe to the channel and that you've clicked on the notification bell for all notifications, because they're saying that none of the 14,000 subscribers have their notification bell on, and I find that very, very strange indeed. Okay? I'm love. So that was your reading. Take care. Much love. Bye. Part 2, if you chose the Gilded Tarot and this airing, this is going to be your reading. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to tap into the third party situation first, see what's going on there, how your person's processing this person in their mind, what's their heart space energy for this person, what might be happening in their life right now, why these people are still together, and your person's next actions in that relationship within 1 month of you watching this reading. And then we're going to get into your connection and see what's going on there, right? Okay, so underneath the deck, we have the Jonah conspiracy. Now, some of you might find further messages in pile 1 because this came out for your person's energy towards the third party, knowing that they went the wrong way and deliberately haven't gone the wrong way because they were rebelling. Okay? All right, so let's have a look. All right, your person's energy generally. We have the power struggle. Okay, so right now they're basically in some kind of warrior mode here. Okay, they feel under attack by people in their life. It could be people at work. It could definitely be at home, could be with their family members, but they feel like they have to stand up for themselves. At this time, they're not seeing eye to eye with the people around them. But what your person does not realize is that they have vibrated out of alignment with these people. That's why they are having so many different conflicts with the people around them. They are no longer on the same vibratory level, right? Whether your person wants to admit it or not, or maybe they haven't shown that the people around them, they feel different, energetically different. The people, maybe your person's views have changed. Views about life, views about spirituality, about religion, about politics. Something has changed. Something that people can't quite put their finger on. But you know what? They can feel it, because everybody can feel vibes. So they are vibrated out of alignment with the people around them, and it is just drama upon drama upon drama. And it's not necessarily the people around them fault, right? They are still the same, right? Your person has just evolved. They've kind of broken the unspoken social contract between them and the people of their inner circle. And that is why they're experiencing so much conflict at this time. The energy towards the karmic, we have here heaven on earth. But you know what? It's a card number 78, and 78 reduces to 15. What am I getting from this? I get they have a different persona or a different dynamic in the relationship when they go out and they're mingling with others. And then when they are alone, this is a very toxic ass connection. That's what I get here. So in public, they are couples goals, right? Everybody is envious. Oh my God, I wish I was like blah, 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 and third party. But when they go back behind closed doors, let the games fucking begin. Okay, let's pull some cards on this, and we are going to just affirm the messages. But I definitely think that is what is coming through. We're going to look at that power struggle card. We're going to look at that heaven on earth card. And we have here King of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Pentacles in reverse is the energy of jealousy, envy, avarice, and just not having a foot firmly planted on the ground. Okay, it's the energy of greed. All right, so let's see. Spirit, please clarify that power struggle card. What's that power struggle card all about? We have the Three of Cups. So Spirit's letting us know that one of the people that they're struggling with, and we picked up on it already, is the third party. Okay, it is the third party. We have here Justice in reverse. So Spirit is telling us again, it is someone who is karmic to them, but it feels like it's not just one person. It is their group. It's just us telling you. It is their group, right? We have here the Four of Swords, and we have here the Eight of Swords. Your person doesn't know it yet, but the more they heal is the more they are ascending, and the more they are freeing themselves from the confines or fetters of this particular group. Okay? Spirit, tell us about this heaven on earth card. What's that about? We have here the Star, and that talks about the public eye. And we have here the Nine of Pentacles, right? So in public, there are different persona, but in private, your person, they just want to be alone. They wish they were single. They wish they were single, right? Because there's just been too much pain, wounding, betrayal in this relationship. So in the public eye, people are envious, right? They're there on stage, your person's playing a part, the person that they're with is playing a part, but in the confines or the privacy of their home or behind closed doors in this relationship, each person wants to be alone. They'd rather be alone because it's less painful. We have the Ten of Swords here. All right, let's ask Spirit. When your person thinks about this third party connection, where is your person's mind at? Where's their mind at? We have the King of Cups in reverse. Now, the King of Cups in reverse is the covert narcissist. People don't really see this narcissist coming because they're accustomed to the overt one, the illusions of grandeur and that kind of thing. No. The covert narcissists, they're the one that they're pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So they are more likely to try and, push your emotional buttons. Try to get you triggered, and then when you explode, they pretend that they are the victim, right? It's those kinds of little things. Those are the machinations, right? They make sure they know your soft spots. So they're always poking at those soft spots and they want a reaction, right? That is what this particular narcissist does. They are the emotional manipulator. They have a PhD in manipulating people and making it look like if people are losing their mind, right? So that's what they compare this third party to. What else? How are they seeing this third party? In their head, they're just waiting. Your person's just waiting for the right time to get out of Dodge. They're just waiting. They think that it's just a matter of time before they move on, because this thing that was supposed to be so stable, that was supposed to be a stable foundation, they thought, you know what, this is a relationship that could stand the test of time. It crumbled in no time flat, right? So your person is just waiting for their exit. Look at them here. Seven of Swords in reverse. They're just waiting for it. They're tired of living the lie. They're tired of living their life on stage. They're tired of this. Right? In public being couples goals, and in private fighting like cats and dogs, and some cats and dogs get on better than they do. Let's see your person's heart space energy for this third party. Your person's heart space energy for this third party. Let's see what's going on. We have here trustworthy. Well, let's see how that plays into everything. Your person's heart space energy for the calm. Let's get this one. We have sad, right? So when your person thinks about this whole situation, they get really depressed and down because maybe they thought this person was their person, right? Maybe they thought that this was their happily ever after, right? And it's turned out to basically be their worst nightmare. What else? We have, remember, we talked about that energy of greed, okay? As the energy that was underneath this deck, right? How do they see this third party? As greedy. This third party doesn't have any tender emotions for your person, and your person is coming to that conclusion. What they are concerned about is their financial well-being and standing in the community. That is their focus. That is their focus. They're not interested in anything else. So even though they may not be getting along with your person, even though they think about being single, they may still hold on because this is still a financially stable setup. Let's get some more. How are they feeling? We have shy, but this almost looks like the energy of embarrassment, and we're going to see why your person is feeling like that. How else are they feeling? We have intrigued. They have an inkling that this third party is up to something and they want to know what it is. Okay, maybe the third party is acting differently, and that is raising alarm bells for your person. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, why is viewer's person sad? We have the Emperor. Yeah, they thought this was it. I told you. They thought this was it. They thought that this was their soulmate, right? They thought that this was their happily ever after, and it turned out not to be that. For some of you guys, your person, they're going through some sort of divorce. And this connection that they thought would be so strong, right? They really thought that them and this person would be a power couple. They really thought that. It's a Four of Wands, but it's in reverse. And it turned out to be anything but. It turned out to be very volatile and unstable, right? They think that the third party is just greedy. We have Ace of Pentacles, all about the Benjamins. All about the Benjamins. And we have here Wheel of Fortune. Their eye is always on the prize, right? The financial prize. Now, why is your person feeling shy? That's a weird card to get. Why is your person feeling shy? Now, this one. We have the Sun card in reverse. You know what the shy is? I think the shy is kind of depressed, right? Sun card in reverse is feeling very unhappy. And we have the King of Swords in reverse. They may not even be talking to this third party here at this time. They don't even want to. They're not motivated to. Okay? They are just ready for a new beginning. But they are intrigued. They are intrigued because we have the Nine of Wands, right? They don't expect this third party to give up on this relationship very easily. Okay? They know that they're in for some sort of fight, right? Maybe the fight has already begun with that power struggle card. So right now your person is in a place of preparation because they expect this third party to bring the fight to them at any time. So they want to know what this third party is cooking, what are they planning, but they know that they're up to something because this third party does not want them to leave. Eight of Cups in reverse. Now let's ask Spirit, what's happening in your person's life at this time that might be influencing some of these energies? What's happening in your person's life at this time that might be influencing some of these energies? And we have here, stop beating your children. Now, it feels like there is some sort of issue of physical abuse that is coming back up for your person at this time. Now, remember that card underneath this deck was feeling unwanted. And people underestimate the lingering effects of physical abuse on children and how worthless it makes them feel and how much it takes a toll on their self-esteem and sense of autonomy, right? So it feels that this is something that might be coming up for your person at this time. Oh my goodness, what is this? Okay, now this is a massive deck, so I have to kind of spread this out. All right, let's talk spread. What is happening in your person's life at this time? Let me get this one. We have drug addict. Okay, now it could be the karmic has some sort of addiction, a third party has some sort of addiction, or your person may have some sort of addiction and they are finally addressing that. So they may be going to counseling. They may have even trekked themselves into some sort of rehab facility, but this is them trying to take control of their life. Now, it says that drug addict here, but it doesn't necessarily have to be drugs. It could be addicted to anything, including toxic ass relationships. And that's another thing that happens when you have a low self-esteem. Okay? You find yourself looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for acceptance in all the wrong places. And that's exactly what happened with your person. We're going to, drill down into this card. What else is happening to your person? Or what else is happening in your person's life? We have your grandmother knows. Well, we're going to see what their grandmother knows. I don't know what that is about. Okay, so it feels like there might be some sort of ancestral curse or toxic ancestral pattern that might be coming up for healing at this time. We have, it's time to apologize. Okay, so if your person is in some sort of addiction program, most of them have a kind of 12 steps, and one of the 12 steps is about making amends. Okay, so it could be that your person might be looking to apologize to the people that they hurt. What else is happening? And we have a sacred family. Okay, so there's some secret that somebody has been keeping very close to their chest in this connection that has the potential to basically decimate this relationship. It certainly could be a secret family. It could be a secret lover. right? But there's a big secret here that could signal the end of this connection. Spirit, tell us what the hell is going on. Tell us what is going on here. Start with that drug addict card. What is that all about? We have 8 of Swords. So Spirit is letting you know that there's something or someone that your person is addicted to that has been keeping them stuck or trapped. Okay? And it's something that your person didn't want to see. What is this all about? What is this all about? We have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And basically, your person is addicted to toxic relationships. You know why? Because they have a big abandonment moon going on. Okay? This is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card of the abandonment wound. So your person will stay in very uncomfortable situations just because they know that this person wouldn't leave them. No matter how toxic this thing gets, no matter how abusive this thing gets, your person will stay there because they know that that person will never leave them behind. That person is codependent on their energy. So this is the energy of codependency. What does the grandmother know? We have 7 of Cups in reverse. And that is about clarity. What is this about? We have the Hierophant. And you know, this is about family ideologies. The same struggle that your person is going through now is the same struggle that their grandmother went through. So this energy of codependency is transgenerational. It's a transgenerational wound. And it looks like the grandmother was stuck in a marriage. This is a marriage. Was stuck in a marriage that was abusive and codependent. Okay? So they're basically reliving their grandmother's life. Now, it's time to apologize. For what? They want to get things off of their chest. Okay? They're tired of the anxiety. They're tired of the sleepless nights. They want to get things off of their chest. And it feels like they're making moves to make some sort of confession to some of the people in their life. And you know, one of those persons might just be you. What do we have here? 10 of Cups in reverse. One of the messages that they want to give to someone is right now they're not happy. Whoever this person is could definitely be the third party. The message that they want to tell this person is that they are not happy. Now, what is this secret family card? We have here the Tower in reverse. So your person or the third party may have a secret that they know is just going to totally deconstruct this whole relationship, but they are keeping this under wraps because right now this connection serves them. It serves them and it serves their needs. Right? So they're keeping this thing secret. Now, why are these people still together? Okay, well, it looks like they are addicted to toxicity. It looks like there's an abandoned wound that is operating. It looks like there is some ancestral karma that is going on. But let us ask Spirit. Why are these people still together? And we have you choose them. We have third party, betrayal, and replacement. I'm just going to pause the video. There's some kind of music track that's coming out. 1 second. Sorry about that, but this is a big party weekend on island, and they're just music tracks. I'm recording this at 11 in the night, and that is the kind of drama that's going on. Anyways, All right, why are they still together? Well, it looks like they keep choosing each other because they don't want to be together, but they don't want other people to have them either. Okay? All right, let's see. All right, why are these people still together? We have broken trust. It has lies, cheating, promises shattered. Okay, so they're trauma bond. They're trauma bond. And they feel, they have been through so many things together. Why give up on it now? So it's that whole kind of sunken cost fallacy. All right, I've already invested so much, might as well go the distance. Things might get better. And there's another interruption that's coming. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm sure I'm hearing my brother now. So it could be that your connection has had many, many interruptions and interference. Okay, I have to pause the video again. 1 second. As I was saying, I feel like your connection has had a lot of interference from just the general social circle, and maybe even from family members. Maybe carrying different messages to your person, that kind of thing. All right, let's continue. All right, what's keeping these people together? We have, it wasn't love, it was control, possession, power play, and ego. Each person wants to be in control of the other. As I told you, right? If they can't have you, no one else can. That's what they're thinking in this connection. They don't want the other person to be with somebody else. They don't want them, but they don't want the other person to be with somebody else. Living in memories, right? Neither of them are facing the full reality of the situation. Everybody's living in the past and how happy they might have been in the honeymoon period of their relationship. So they're not thinking about what's happening right now, what's falling apart right now. They are still immersed in the happier times. What else is happening? Why are they still together? Yeah. We have real eyes, realize, and it says here, seeing clearly, the illusion cracked, and awareness. But Spirit's letting you know that they're getting wise, right? Gradually, they are seeing the truth, but it is the ties that bind, right? And these are really toxic, strong ties indeed. And these people, they've been together, could be together for a while, right? So they find it very difficult to let go. All right. Now, based on what we are seeing here, what can we expect will be a person's next actions in this relationship? We have justice. We have 7 of Wands in reverse. We have 6 of Wands. And we have the Sun. I think your person's going to be very self-focused for a while, and they're going to be asking themselves, what is going to make me happy, right? Those are the kind of questions they're going to be asking, right? And as they create more stability in their life, I think this person is just going to, just break free from this connection. Now, for some of them, they are going to court. They're going to court, right? There's a legal matter at hand, right? And they're going to be asserting their authority through the court system, right? But I don't see any major movement just yet. It looks like everything is going to happen by very small degrees, okay? All right. Now let's get into your relationship now. Now we already have a significator for your person, and that is the power struggle. So let's see if they're having a power struggle with you as well. Right? Let's see what's going on. Oh yes, they are. Oh yes, they are, because they see you as competition. I think for a lot of you, you might be some sort of high achiever. There's something that you are on the brink of attaining, and they don't like that because they feel like they're losing control of you. They're feeling like they're losing control of the situation, and they feel like they're not good enough for you, right? Like you're about to reach some sort of pinnacle here, and you're leaving them behind. It could be that they think that they have competition for your hand too. That could be what's going on. Okay, their energy towards you. We have the celestial speed up, and it's a card number 67, which reduced to 13, and that's all about transformation. So what do they want? Right? They want help. They want help for the universe. Things aren't going as fast as they would like it to, and they want spirit to intervene so that they can make, I don't know what I heard, make their claim on you in a short amount of time. Things are going just too slow for your person's liking. Let's pull some cards on that. Let's see what that celestial speed up is all about. Now, I think they also see you as some sort of spiritual catalyst in their life. Like as soon as you entered their life, they may have had some sort of awakening energies. That could be what's going on there as well. Let's see what's going on. Spirit tells us about the celestial speed up card. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, which goes to the Ace of Swords. So that's about seeing things clearly, right? And what they see clearly is that they hurt you, okay? I don't think they were able to appreciate the pain that they caused you in the past, but because they're going through this awakening process right now, they're seeing that very clearly. And it makes them sad that they made you sad, okay? You know, they broke your heart. Six of Cups in reverse, okay? They may have left you behind. They may have abandoned you. They may have ghosted you. They're now seeing how much that affected you. And they're now seeing your value. They're seeing you as a Nine of Cups. A wish come true. More than they could ever imagine or ask for. So they think that they screwed up. And they feel like it's going to only be by the grace and intervention of the divine that they get another chance at this relationship. Okay, now let's ask Spirit, when this person thinks about you and they think about this connection, where is their mind at? We have Page of Cups in reverse. They are afraid to reach out. I wonder why. Right? So they feel really guilty about what happened in the past. They are afraid to reach out. What else are they thinking? We got the Lovers though. As much as they're afraid to reach out, they can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop thinking about the energy that they feel when you guys connect. They can't stop thinking about the sexual chemistry between you guys. They can't stop thinking about how deeply spiritual this whole connection is. And they might be getting a lot of synchronicities about you as well. This person thinks that you are their soulmate or you are their twin. Okay? Right? They can't let you go. They've not been able to move on from you, and they tried. They tried. For some of you guys, them choosing the third party was part of them trying. They tried. And they couldn't seem to exorcise your energy from their energy field. They've never been able to move on. They've never been able to move on. And as Spirit is saying, it's not for want of trying. Let's see the heart space energy for you. Heart space energy for you. We have feeling foolish. Yeah, right? Now that they're seeing everything clearly and they have this awareness about themselves and they're moving into that empathy and compassion, they're feeling pretty dumb right now. And that's why they don't want to face you, right? Remorseful, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of guilt and shame that they carry around, right? They're sorry. They're sorry and they're avoiding it. But they know if they want to have a second chance with you, they can't avoid this forever. But they're certainly delaying it though. Yeah, they can't even face you. They can't even face you right now. Okay? Feel helpless and powerless to do anything to get back into your good graces. Right? They can't even face you. How are they feeling? Pathetic. They don't even know why you would want them in the first place. Why would you want them back? They have no clue because their ego has been completely bruised by this whole situation. They are just a shell or a shadow of themselves right now. Let's go into these energies just a little bit. Why are they feeling so remorseful? Why? We have the Knight of Pentacles, because you've always been steadfast and you've always been there for them and you've always been good to them. And how did they repay you? By fucking things up. So right now they're trying to avoid you. They're trying to avoid this confrontation because they think, there's a good chance that when they come forward, it is going to be the swan song for them. It'll be the last goodbye. That'll be it. So they'd rather live in the uncertainty of it rather than the certainty that you're gone. Feeling helpless. They don't even know what to do right now. Right? Star card in reverse. Just feeling very low. Okay? And this, pathetic is the word because they misjudged you and the whole situation. Their judgment was off about you. And their judgment was off about the third party too. So they are just feeling really, really stupid right now. Okay, now let's ask Spirit. What is waiting to ground in the 5D? What is in the 5D that's waiting to ground in this connection? What's in the 5D that's waiting to ground in this connection? What's coming? We have here a letter. So it starts with communication. Somebody is going to send out some sort of missive, some sort of diplomatic communication right now. Let's see. What's waiting to ground? Oh Lord. Don't like this card at all. We have here despair, right? Your person is feeling like, okay, your person's in the sunken place, okay? And the more they dilly-dally, is the deeper they sink in their version of hell, okay? Right, so this is them having some sort of mental health episode or just feeling incredibly hopeless right now. What's waiting to ground in this connection? We have a widower. Now, this is death energy. This is transformation energy. So Spirit say there's a possibility that things can catalyze, that things can change in this relationship. But first, your person has to basically die onto their old self. Their old self has to die. What's waiting to ground? We have here a ship waiting to come in. Okay, somebody is going to move out. It looks like a person, it's masculine energy, is waiting to move out and move on. What else? What's waiting to ground in this connection? And we have a conversation. So what's waiting to ground? It looks like very intimate conversation between you and them. I think what they're going to be telling you is about how they feel or how they've been feeling since you guys parted ways. They could tell you about different things that have changed in their life, and for some of them they're going to tell you about their plans to move towards you. So the next step is definitely communication, and very intense emotional communication between you and this person. Okay? Okay. Now, what is the most important message that your person wants you to know right now? What's the most important message that your person wants you to know right now? I hide behind material things. Now remember, we picked up that the karmic or the third party was in the energy of greed. Your person was vibrating in the same energy, but for different reasons, right? Your person, this is how they hide how pathetic they feel inside, how unwanted they feel inside, their low self-esteem. They clothe themselves in their material trappings with the hope that people will be so extracted by their exterior that people really won't dive deeper into the interior of how they feel. What's the most important message they want you? They want you. They sure do. They sure do. Okay. They definitely want you in their life, and they're very sexually attracted to you. I regret lying to you, right? So we've already picked up on that remorseful card. So we're getting more of the same. I love you unconditionally, right? And it looks like they had to go through all of that for the third party to come right back to home base. And it was so nice they want to say it twice, okay? They love you. If it's one thing they want you to take away from this reading, is how much they care about you, and how emotional they are about you. Okay. Now, based on these energies, what's going to be this person's next action towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We've got the Four of Cups in reverse, and that talks about being insecure, not sure of yourself, uncertain. We have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Pentacles. They're definitely going to reach out. And we have Four of Pentacles. So listen, I have to pause the video again. Too much interference. As I said before, lots of interference in this connection. Alright, so what's going to go on? It looks like they're definitely going to reach out, okay? This person, they ain't letting you go. Alright? But it looks like they're going to come through kind of guarded, because they're really feeling dumb, they're really feeling stupid, okay? For some of them, they're still going to be in some sort of contract here, whether it's a work contract, whether it's a marriage, that might be keeping them apart from you, but that's something that they're going to be dealing with. But definitely, you're going to hear from this person, right? They want to talk to you. They want to tell you how they feel, okay? All right. What's Spirit's advice for you in this situation right now? Last bit of advice from Spirit. What's Spirit's advice for you in this situation? Let me just pull one from here. We have devotion. Okay. Now, it looks like this person is devoted to you, but Spirit's also saying that you also have to be devoted to yourself, right? And it feels like there may still be, I wouldn't call it a hole in your heart, but there's still some hurt feelings that you may have over this person. You might love them, yes. You're watching this reading, you're still interested, right? But there might be something that might have been torn or rent, or there's some sort of scar here that has not been healed, or some sort of wound here that has not been healed with regard to how they may have treated you in this relationship. So there's some sort of resentment that you're still holding on to. Spirit saying, you have to work on healing that if you want to be with this person. Okay? Right? So you're still holding on to some pain from the past. And if it is you're not able to get past this, to process this, and find some closure with this, this relationship is going to be very painful. Okay. All right, my love. So that was your reading. Can I ask you guys as an energy exchange, please like this video, and can you check to see if your notification bell is on, and if it's turned on to all notifications? That would really help this channel grow and expand. And I thank you for that. Just as an energy exchange. All right, my loves, take care. Bye. Now 3, if you chose the Tarot of the New Vision, and this airing, this is going to be your reading. So today we are doing a reading called You versus is the third party, and we're going to start with the third party energy. So we're going to take a look at what's happening in that connection and with that person, and then we're going to look into the energies of your relationship. Okay, all right, so the first thing we're going to do, as we usually do, let us get a significator for your person's energy generally. Underneath the deck we have freeing the will, and this is about asserting your independence, asserting your power, okay, and freeing yourself from anything that may have had you bound, any sort of addiction, any sort of situation that may have had you bound. This is what is going on here. So it's a kind of shamanic process. All right, your person's energy generally. We have sacrifice, okay? Now, this is a card number 39, which reduces to 12. So from this, what I gather is that your person has been doing a lot of introspecting, okay? And they're seeing their particular situation from a different angle. There's a different perspective. And what they're seeing is that they have made so much sacrifices, or so many sacrifices, for other people to get ahead. Look at these people, they're carrying shit, right? Other people to get ahead. They have been putting other people's needs above their own. They have taken on the burden and responsibilities of others. And when it is time, when they are faltering, there's nobody there to help them. Okay, so this might be somebody who have a little savior complex going on. Okay, some kind of rescue complex happening. And it's all good and well because they're getting the validation from external validation from rescuing others and carrying another person's load, right? But there's only so much you can carry. There's only so much you can carry until everything kind of hits the fan. And it feels like this is where a person is at. These people are not sacrificing for your person, right? But your person insists on carrying their burden. And carrying other person's burdens and carrying other person's karma will never redound to either of your benefit. Okay? All right. Let's see their energy towards this karmic. We have here good fortune. Okay? So whilst your person sacrificing, working their ass off, right? They're living in the lap of luxury. Right? And they want for nothing. Why did I put on that accent? I don't know. They want for nothing. So they are enjoying the fruits of your person's labor and then helping your person do shit. So they are seeing this person as a user. Someone who might be greedy. Someone who might be lazy, because then this person isn't doing anything. This person isn't doing anything. They're just enjoying the fruit of your person's labor. So let's get some cards and let's just kind of go into this for a second to see if there are any other messages that need to come through. But that is definitely what it is. And I think at one point your person thought this person was their lucky charm, right? But that didn't pan out. Underneath the deck we have here the Two of Cups. So these people might even be married or in a long-term relationship. All right, let's see. Spirit, clarify their person's energy. We have the Four of Cups, and this is a card of depression. This is a card of checking out, numbing out. The card of disassociation as well, right? They're trying to escape their reality in their mind. So whilst your person trying to escape their reality in their mind, And Spirit saying this is half of the reason why your person is also in rescue energy. You see, when you're so busy rescuing other people, you're not studying to rescue yourself and mind your business, right? And that's exactly what your person's been doing by helping all these other people, right? They think they're a good Samaritan. No, they're benefiting from it as well because it gives them a distraction from their pain and from the stuff that they need to be working through. Let's see this good fortune card. And remember, I told you it's about greed. King of Pentacles in reverse is the energy of avarice. It is the energy of greed. It is the energy of the material world, right? A fixation with the material world. And your person, they're finally seeing that person for who they are. All right. So let's ask the question. When your person thinks about this karmic energy in their life, this third party that is in their life here, where is your person's mind at? How are they processing that connection? Let's take this card. How are they processing that connection? Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and she's been through a lot. Multiple divorces. She not really, she hasn't really caught a break when it comes to love, so she's bitter, right? And in relationships, she refuses to be vulnerable because she remembers what happened the last time she was vulnerable, right? She got screwed over. So what she does now, she emasculates people that she's in relationship with. She cuts them down to size, right? And gives them a little kind of complex, so they find it very difficult to walk away from her. So when they think about this karmic, they see the damage that has been done, right? They feel like a shadow of themselves, right? So now that they're seeing things with clear eyes, this all the sacrifice they're making just for their comfort, and this person, all they've done was abuse them. Now, the Queen of Swords in reverse also likes a lot of drama, a lot of argument, a lot of conflict. They thrive in that sort of environment. Their tongue is their weapon. We have here the King of Cups. But because this King of Cups card is so near to this Queen of Swords card, when Scorpio is out of balance, because that is the King of Cups, right? When Scorpio is out of balance, Scorpio can use their perceptiveness to really deconstruct and undermine people's self-esteem, right? So when we have Scorpio combined with the tongue lasher, right? This is someone that is doing serious damage, okay? We have here the Two of Wands, right? Your person is ready to go the other way, okay? They know that there's something better out there for them, okay? And they're ready to move on. They want to see what else is out there, because whatever is happening in here, it ain't working, right? We have here the Seven of Cups in reverse. They're no longer confused about this person and what this person is capable of. It feels like they've been through a lot in this relationship, okay? All right. Now, let's look at your person's heart space energy for this third party. Let's get into that. What's your person's heart space energy for this third party? Heart space energy for the third party. We got trustworthy. All right, let's see what it's about. We got trustworthy. We have relieved, and we're going to see why a person feels relieved. We have, it comes up again, right? So we got it three times now. We have the energy of greed. We have the shadow self. So they see this person as a shadow agent operating out of their shadow. And then we have manipulative, and I told you about that Scorpio energy combined with this Queen of Swords in reverse, right? So we're basically getting confirmation of the messages that we already got from your person's headspace. Let's go a little deeper into these energies. Now, why is your person relieved? That's a strange feeling. Consider the rest of the lineup, right? Because they think that it's almost over. Yeah, they think that it is almost over. Remember, the card underneath the deck was freeing the will, and that is what your person right now is focused on. My alarm just came on as I was recording this, so your person has finally gotten a wake-up call, right? They realize that things aren't going to get better in this relationship, and they are planning their exit, and that is giving them a lot of hope and optimism. Yeah, right? Because when they're out of this, they can finally find someone who cares about them, someone who is their soulmate. That's what they're looking forward to. This is what keeps this person sane, right? Thinking about another contract, thinking about another relationship is what keeps them sane. Now, let's see this energy of greed. Let's see this energy of greed. We have here the Chariot in reverse. And it looks like, you see, with this greed energy has gotten them into a lot of difficulties. They should have been more far ahead financially than they really are, but it looks like there may have been some sort of overspending here, some sort of financial abuse here, and it looks like they may be deep in debt. They see this person as a shadow operative. We have here the Queen of Cups in reverse, and that's another person who likes to emotionally manipulate people. Okay, love to emotionally manipulate people, right? The emotional blackmail is strong with them. Okay, and they're doing this because inside they're not happy. And what does misery like to do, guys? Exactly so. Okay, so manipulation is their forte, right? And Eight of Wands refers your person doesn't want to proceed any further with this connection, right? And you know, there's nothing worse for your health and well-being than a horrible partner. Okay. All right. Now, let's look at what is happening in your person's life and this connection. Let's see what's happening in a person's life and this connection that might be influencing your person's thoughts and feelings about this person at this time. What's happening? We have toxic masculinity. So it feels like everybody here is in distorted masculine energy, and distorted masculine energy is about controlling people, whether it is through emotional manipulation, whether it is through abuse, whatever it is. Everybody here, including your person, is concerned about controlling the narrative, controlling the other. Right? So they both met their match in this other person. They're reflecting back to each other themselves. All right, let's see what's happening in this connection. We have sex with the pet. Okay, so there's some sort of sexual deviance that is happening here. And every time we see sexual deviance like that, or some sort of a sex addiction, again, it is also a way of escape. It's a coping mechanism. Okay? All right, what else is happening? I am proud of you. Okay, it could be that your person has recently accomplished something, or this could suggest some kind of pride and ego. We're going to see. Right? We'll pull cards on it. We're getting some strange shit already. What else has happened? That is not your daddy. So there's some sort of infidelity that is coming to light at this time, or they may be finding out some sort of family secret. And then we have don't get married. So this is what your person is downloading from this whole situation, right? It feels like they've become very disillusioned about love and relationships because of this whole setup. Let's get into this, because there's some interesting set of cards to come through. So there's an interesting set of cards to come through. Let us see what the hell is going on here. We have King of Wands in reverse, and this is the philanderer. He is the sex addict in the tarot. Okay, he's also the warmonger, right? Thrives on discord and chaos. Okay, so let's see what the hell is going on here. All right, Spirit, tell us about the sex with the pet. What the hell is that? We have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and we have the Two of Swords. And it's just as I was saying, right? Sometimes people don't want to see the truth, and because they don't want to see the truth, they find all sorts of different distractions from themselves, and immersing yourself in some sort of sex addiction or any kind of addiction is one of the ways that we distract ourselves, or one of the ways that we try to escape, right? So what's happening here? Each person is finding a different way to escape from their reality, right? They don't want to go through the conflict of, confronting things head on, so they just pretend that it doesn't exist, and they use different strategies to do that. Okay? What else is happening here? I am proud of you. What else is happening here? We have the Fool. Now, it feels like they are getting some support for leaving this relationship, okay? Right? They're getting some support. Maybe it could be a family member, it could be a friend, and this person may even be telling the karmic energy, this person is not your daddy. They don't owe you anything. They don't have to take care of you, kind of thing, right? So that could be why we're seeing this daddy card. But they're getting some support from someone. Somebody knows of their plan to escape from this relationship. Now, and just as I said, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This person, whoever this is, your person's main supporter, as I said, it could be a family, it could be a friend, they are confronting the karmic on your person's behalf, okay? And they're basically saying, your person's not giving you another dime. They're not giving you a dime, right? They're not your daddy. You all are partners. Where's your contribution? Okay? And it looks like your person is so disillusioned, and they've been so abused in this relationship, Strength card in reverse, that they are completely turned off of the idea of marriage and partnership on a whole. Okay? So this third party really worked a number on your person. They're going to need therapy after this. Yep. So if things are so toxic, it's so horrible, because that's what we're seeing here. Why are these people still together? Why are they still together? Why are they still together? We have, it wasn't love, it was control, right? I remember we said everybody in this relationship is focused on controlling the other person, right? They want to have the one up, they want to have the upper hand. And, the third party does that through manipulation. Your person does that through taking on all the responsibilities in the relationship. Right? They want to be in charge. Okay. Why are they still together? We have in their head. We have overthinking, stressed out, and spinning scenarios. Right? So everybody, it feels like everybody's kind of resenting the other person. They're replaying everything that has happened so far. But is anybody taking action at this time? That's a no. That's a no. They're just doing everything in their head. Lots of thinking, but the action part, we're not seeing. We have, you never really loved me. Okay? And it says truth revealed, illusion shattered, and heartbreak. Okay, so even though they already know that there's no love here, it feels like they may have trauma bonded, right? Or Just the thought of this person being with somebody else may cause them distress, right? But it definitely feels like, it's trauma, it's trauma, it's trauma, it's trauma. Why are they still together? We have dreaming of you, nostalgia, and fantasy. Right? They're thinking about the good old days. They're immersing themselves in the good old days to escape the reality of the now. Right? And because they only focus on the good old days and hoping that the good old days come back, they're not focusing on how toxic the relationship is right now. They're getting lost in the past. And we have here talking to the boy, why are they still together? Because nobody's saying anything. Everybody's in their head, everybody's thinking it, and nobody's saying it to the other person. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be your person's next actions in this relationship within 1 month of you watching this reading? We have the moon. We have the Hermit in reverse. That's a card of action though. We have the Six of Cups. And we have the Five of Wands. Okay. So it looks like they finally follow their intuition and start making movements towards their true love. Right? True love could be you. We'll look at your relationship. Towards their true love. But that is going to ignite a battle royale. Right? So if you think that this third party is going to go down without a fight, you would be wrong. You would be wrong. Okay? It is going to ignite the battle royale. And this battle royale could happen in a courtroom, or this could be, like literal fights in the household. Okay? That's just, the level of disrespect that both of them have for each other at this time. All right. Let's see what is going on in your connection. I'll pull out this card because this is your person's energy generally. Let's now look at their energy towards you. We have introjection, and introjection talks about our programming, the things that we take for granted that is part of our identity, but really it's something that's been ingrained in us. Okay? All right, let's see why that card is coming out. Why is that card coming out? All right, your person's energy towards you. We have inadequate. Okay, so this person has never felt that they were on your level, but it made it look like, you were the one that was unworthy. You were the one that was unlovable. And you may have felt that because maybe they didn't choose you. And you thought, okay, well, they chose the so-called best choice and it wasn't you. So you're there questioning yourself, questioning your worth, blah, blah, blah. But it had nothing to do with you. It's just always had something to do with how this person feels inside. In fact, this person has only ever felt useful, and they've only ever felt love when they are needed by other people. And that's why they took on so much responsibility in the third party situation, right? They felt like they need to overcompensate for whatever inherent defect they perceive that they've always had. Okay? Let's go inside the energy of inadequacy. Spirit, tell us about that card. we have Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Chariot in reverse. So this tells me that your person has always felt like this. This happened in their foundation. Remember, we had that introduction card, right? So in their foundation, there's a false narrative that was embedded or imprinted on their energy field, on their psyche, and they basically started to believe it, right? So this inadequacy that they feel is something that they got from their family of origin, from their parents or caregivers. That's really sad. We have here Three of Pentacles, so it happened right in their home life. And we have the Eight of Wands, and it's something that they've never really been able to move out from or away from. Okay, it became very entrenched in their psyche, and that's really sad. Okay, when your person thinks about you and they think about this connection, where is their mind at? The lover. You're their lover. And can I tell you, the Lover's card has come out for every single reading where we asked about your person's headspace for you. The Lover card has come out, right? They think that you are their true love. You are the one. Remember, it was never, them not being with you was never about you. It was always about how they felt inside. They're heartbroken. They are heartbroken that they are not with you. And this is half of the reason why they're free in their will, because they want to give themselves a chance at winning you over, winning you back. Okay? So they're trying to break out of this crazy situation that they're attached to, because they really want to make their way to their lover. Now, they're not reaching out at this time. Let's ask Spirit why. Why aren't they reaching out at this point in time? Well, number one, they're not even feeling good about themselves, right? I mean, if they were feeling inadequate before, right now this person is totally depressed. They're totally depressed, right? So they don't even have the emotional bandwidth to, keep themselves up, okay? But they do see you as their love. And there's another card that came out for every single reading when we asked about how they're thinking about you. The Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is the spouse card. It is the married woman. It is the married man. It is the wifey. It is the spouse. It is the married they. Right? So when they think about you, they think that you are their partner. You are their life partner. That's what they think about. They think that you are their life partner. It's just that in the past, they didn't think that they were good enough to take you up on your offer. It was never about your worthiness. It was never about that. We have here empowered, right? So when they think about you, that they're really motivated to come towards you. They really are. All right. You make them feel like, like Hulk, like they can do anything. All right. The energy towards you is trustworthy, right? They see you as someone that they can trust. They see you as they're confident, and they feel like they can trust you with their heart. They never even entrusted this person with their heart. So, this is big for your person. They've always been the type that's been on the defense. They've always been very guarded when it comes to their heart, but they feel like they can trust you. They can open up to you. They can be vulnerable. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. Yeah, they feel shy, right? And I think it's also part of the inadequacy, but it could also be embarrassment too, especially if, they may have chosen somebody else, right? They feel kind of embarrassed to come right around where you started, okay? And we have here people pleaser energy, because they realize, they sold out their heart to please other people, and they're really embarrassed about that. Let's just get a little bit more information. Spirit, tell us about this trustworthy card. Right? So you can already see the contrast between them. And so they think that they've lost you, though. They do. They never should have walked away from you, right? I think they thought, when they walked away, that would be the end of the connection. That would be the end of the relationship, but it wasn't, right? Their feelings for you stayed with them and is still with them, right? They've always been on the defense with their heart, right? They've always been conflicted about love. They want it, but they also fear it. Now, they've been doing a lot of healing, and this is why they're coming back around, to take a chance on love, right? But they're really shy. They don't know what's going to happen. They hope that you are going to be forgiving. They hope that you're going to be as compassionate as this queen is to this lowly peasant, right? They hope that you'll have mercy on them, because the only person that they want to please right now is you. Okay, now they see this people pleaser energy. They're trying to free themselves from that, because that's what got them in this hot mess in the first place. Okay, all right. Now let's ask Spirit, what is waiting to ground from the 5D in this connection? What's waiting to ground in the 5D in this connection? What's waiting to ground? Celebration, right? Cheerfulness, something to celebrate is waiting to ground in this connection. What's waiting to ground? We have change and transformation, happiness. We have that butterfly energy there. What's waiting to ground in this connection? We have consolation. Okay, the universe giving you some sort of prize there. What else is waiting? We have here a surprise, but it seems like some sort of boon or some sort of reward, because this person is catching a lot of fish from this river, and fish and river too. It's all about flow and abundance. What's waiting to ground in this connection? We have a wedding. And can I tell you, this card has come out in this position for every pile. So there's a sacred union that's waiting to ground. There's abundance that's waiting to ground. There's happiness that's waiting to ground, right? You're receiving a gift from the universe. All this is waiting to ground as soon as this person makes a move, because it looks like you've already made yourself available, okay? And you've done your work in terms of your healing and balancing your karma, learning your lessons. So it's only for them to catch up. And this is what is waiting in store for you guys. Okay? All right. Now let's ask Spirit. We're going to get some 3D messages from your person. What does your person want you to know right now? What's the most important message that they want you to know? Most important message that they want you to know right now. I know I was a distraction from your pain. So they may have been distracting themselves with other people's business, but you might have been busy trying to save them too, right? What I want you to know, I feel you even though we are apart. So they walked away from you, it looks like, and they thought that would be the end of it, right? You'd be somebody that they used to know. Didn't happen like that. You haunted their ass. Good on you. You and I were too young. It looks like, they're reflecting and they're seeing that both of you didn't handle this relationship well. Both of you might have been very immature. Maybe both of you were, like freshly hurt. So you guys really didn't take this connection seriously the first time around, okay? I want to feel that way again. They want to feel your energy again. They thought that they could replace the energy that they felt with you with somebody else. Didn't happen. Did not happen. They remember every detail of that day. So there's some sort of day that's very significant in your relationship. They keep replaying it over and over again. And maybe it dovetails with it's linked to I want to feel that way again. So this could be maybe the first time you guys kissed, the first time you had sex, or the first time you saw them. Maybe there was this spark. They want to feel that spark again. They want to feel alive again. Okay? All right. So based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We have the High Priestess in reverse. So they're going to break their silence here. We have the Five of Swords, and they don't care how much conflict that is going to generate. They're coming through. Okay? They're coming through here. They're tired of being left out in the cold. So expect to hear from this person. They're going to break their silence. And them breaking their silence and reconnecting with you is going to cause a lot of upheaval in their life, but it looks like they're ready for it. They are so ready for it. Okay. All right, let's see what Spirit's advice for you at this time. What's Spirit's advice for you at this time? We have decisions. Okay. So Spirit saying, you're going to have to face a choice as well. That's what as well. Spirit saying, listen to your intuition. Okay. They are trying to get some messages through to you as well. And right now you have to be like a child, right? Children, they're open, they're vulnerable, and they're not afraid to be vulnerable. Anytime we're guarding our heart, what we're also doing is also, blocking out the most receptive organ that we have in our energy field and in our body, which is our heart space. So we might be blocking out other people, but sometimes we're blocking out our intuition too. Right? So they're saying, open your heart, right? Spirit's trying to get messages through to you, but your guarded heart is preventing those messages from coming in. Okay. I beloved, so that was your reading. Please can I ask you to subscribe to the channel and make sure that your notification bell is on and it's on all notifications. Okay. There's been an issue going around YouTube where people have been basically unsubscribed or their notification bell has been switched off. So just check that for me. Put a comment down below just as an energy exchange, right? As I give, I receive. As you give, you receive. Okay. That's the flow of abundance. Take care. Bye. Okay, file 4, if you chose the Wheel of the Year Tarot, and this flower earring, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start off by getting a significator for your person's energy generally. And underneath the deck, we have feeling unwanted. I think pile 3 had this one underneath that, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so right now your person feels outside the circle of love, right? Whether it's outside the circle of love of the people that they're with, or maybe outside your circle of love, but they certainly feel abandoned and isolated at this time. And it also feels like, everybody is moving forward and they're standing still, kind of looking back at the past, so, they feel like they don't have a sense of direction. They may certainly be depressed at this time. There's some sort of self-esteem issue that's going on. There's a lot of yellow by the chest there. So feeling really down, really, doubting themselves, their ability to succeed, their ability to thrive. So they're just in a kind of a low pace. Okay, maybe they are slowing down. A low place at this time. All right, let's see the energy generally. We have the independent dependent. Okay. So what it feels like, especially with that card that we saw underneath the deck, is that your person, there's a struggle deep within. There's a struggle to belong, but then belonging feels like being restrained, right? And there's a struggle to be independent, but then independence feels like isolation. So they're realizing they're a bit fucked up. They're a bit fucked up, right? And there's always this battle that is raging inside of them, and I think there's always a battle raging inside of them because how they have experienced these two sides of the continuum has been to the extreme. So when they've been in a place where they were attached or belong, right? They might have experienced a very like suffocating relationship, whether it's a relationship with their parents or a partner. It might have been very suffocating. Maybe they had helicopter parents or whatever, and then they transitioned into a partner that might have been very controlling. And then maybe there was a rebellion against that. So they go to the opposite end of the spectrum where they are independent, but then they isolate themselves or they end up pushing people away. So they've never experienced real balance um, within themselves and then outside of themselves. Okay? So, and it continues. And it continues. And we saw it in that unwanted card. There's this deep feeling they want to belong, they really do. But sometimes belonging for them feels like suffocation, but it is just because they have inappropriate boundaries and it's manifesting that way. So it starts internally, and I don't know if they realize that as yet. It starts internally and then it's manifested on the outside. So the minute that they bring themselves into balance and they establish appropriate boundaries with other people, they're not going to feel, they're not going to be swinging onto those extreme ends of the continuum. Okay? All right, the energy towards a third party. We have fair. Okay? Your person, again, feeling the weight of this relationship. So whether they feel, because we don't know, I'll pull some cards. So whether they feel isolated or they feel restricted, right? It's a continuation of the same story that they had with their parents and other partners. Okay, so I don't know by now if they realize, hey, the main denominator, the common denominator is who? Right, exactly. So whatever is happening in this connection has your person very fearful, right? They are afraid to address it because your person might be conflict avoidant, and yet they're afraid to stay there, right? Because it might be an abusive situation, right? So it feels like they're frozen in fear when it comes to this third party. So let's get a little bit more information and see why your person is frozen in fear in that relationship. Let's go into the tarot and let's see if we can get some information, because that's kind of crazy. That sounds like abuse. Or maybe it's not abusive. Maybe it's just not working out. People grow apart all the time, right? And sometimes the frozen in fear might be we don't want to hurt the other person, or we're afraid of the fallout, right? Whether it's financial or otherwise, right? The end of certain other relationships that might be attached to this relationship. And look, we have here, so they long to be free. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse, but there is fear attached to that. Spirit, why is this person so afraid to confront the situation head on? Because that's what they're afraid to do. We have the Nine of Wands. They can't deal with the fighting. I told you, your person is conflict avoidant, right? And they don't feel like they have the bandwidth for the battle ahead because it is going to be a battle, right? That's what they see. It is going to be a battle, right? We have here the Scarecrow. So maybe there's something about the way this third party reacts that really scares your person. Maybe they might be volatile. Maybe that they might have some sort of undiagnosed mental health issue, like borderline personality or something like that going on. So maybe they're really afraid of what this person might do, or even what this person might do in court. And maybe there are a lot of things that hang in the balance, whether it's children, whether it is finances, investments together, whatever it is. And your person, they feel like, they're just not up for the battle here. Okay, why are they afraid of this person? We have the King of Cups in reverse, right? Emotionally manipulative. And this is the covert narcissist. So they're also the type to pretend to be fragile. They're also the type to pretend to be sick to get sympathy, right? They're also the type that can threaten to harm themselves, right? To make sure that the person doesn't leave. So there's a lot of emotional blackmail there. And they're also the type that will also turn other people against you. The minute they can't control you, they're going to try to control the way that people view you and the way that people regard you. So they will go on a smear campaign and they will basically detonate your character just to make sure that you don't leave them unscathed. You're going to get damaged. However you take it, right? They're going to make sure that they get their satisfaction. Right? So I think your person, well, they know that. They have this karmic, they have this third party's number. So they know that. So they know it's going to be a battle and they just don't feel I'm very equipped for that battle at this time. All right. Now, when your person thinks about this third party, this whole situation, what's on their mind besides them frozen in fear? What's on their mind? We have the King of Swords in reverse. So all the narcissist cards are coming out. Okay, and the King of Swords in reverse is, the typical narcissist that we know, right? Is the overt narcissist, the illusions of grandeur, the abuse. When you think about narcissism, typical narcissism that everybody talks about, this is going to be King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so it feels like this third party, depending on the person they're dealing with, and depending on the situation, they can flip in between these energies to suit what they want to accomplish. Okay? So they got a lot of tricks in their arsenal. And whatever the game they decide to play depends on the player. Okay? All right. What else is coming through here? So they think that this person is very narcissistic and very cutting, very maybe verbally abusive as well, because the King of Swords in reverse doesn't give a fuck about how they say things, right? They ain't care about saying things with love and all that shit. No. They are in annihilation mode when it comes to their speech, when they go into that King of Swords in reverse. We have here Three of Pentacles in reverse. They want out. They want out. But Three of Pentacles in reverse is also a card of instability. And we kind of picked up on that. This third party, cray. Now, I don't want to cast aspersions on anyone who has a mental health issue. But, this person is over the top. Okay? This person is over the top. Yeah. So for me, cray is the energy of the crash out. Right? And I'm sure everybody knows somebody that can completely crash out in their life, right? So it feels like that's the energy that they're dealing with. So this person has to be very careful. They have valid reason to be cautious. Okay, so just thinking about the different scenarios that might play out may very well intimidate your person. Okay. All right, what else? We have here the Knight of Cups in reverse. Now, the Knight of Cups is the amorous narcissist. So all the narcissist cards are coming out. I've really never seen a reading like that, right? All the narcissist cards are coming out. Now, the amorous narcissist is the love collector, right? They have to be liked, admired, wanted in a sexual way by everybody. They don't care who they get that attention from once they get it, right? Once they get it, right? They just want attention in any way possible, right? Sexually, and in terms of romantically, that's just one of the ways. Just want attention, right? This is how they play out their childhood trauma. They just need attention, right? And it feels like they just have to have the validation and the admiration from other people. So this person can play a good game, right? And they can play to the public eye very well, right? Very well, because this is how they get the attention that they need, right? So this person at home, they are one personality, and as you say, home and abroad, and abroad, right? Abroad, they just shine, right? They just shine. They can act a good game. So when they are ready to sabotage your character, they're a believable personality because they act like a likable person in public. They act like a likable person in public, right? They have a lot of social currency. Okay, so your person, they are up against a very formidable, however you want to say it, foe. Okay, and they know it. They know it. They can't just um, step out just like that without having a plan. Okay, they got to lay some groundwork with the people around them, so that when this person, this third party, starts to plan their stories and start to spread the gossip, people are already alerted, and they may even have to alert people on their job, because I'm telling you, this crash out personality that we're dealing with, there's nothing that they won't stop at. Okay, they're going for it all. And we have here the Six of Wands in reverse. They have to break you down. They have to break you down. Once they know that they are losing, you are not getting out of the situation unscathed. They must get their satisfaction. However they can destroy you, they will. Give me feedback if it sounds like I'm the third party attached to you guys. Give me feedback. Does this sound like the third party that is attached to your connection? Let me know. All right, let's look at your person's heart space energy. Let's see what other information we can get there. But just from their thoughts, I think we're getting a full picture of what's happening here. We have projection. So it feels like this third party has an issue with accepting responsibility. Nothing is ever their fault. Okay? Nothing is ever their fault. It's always somebody else's. Okay? All right. Heart space energy for the third party. We have reckless, and it is that same crash out, cray personality we've tapped into. They are very impulsive, right? Almost like the personality that has nothing to lose. They don't give a fuck, right? You know, those people that crash out in public, they don't care anytime, anywhere, in front of anybody, right? This is exactly the personality that we're doing it. They may engage in self-harm behaviors and also reckless behavior where they are putting their own life at risk. Because deep down, with all this narcissistic energy that they have, this person thinks that they're worthless. That's why they need all that attention, okay? All that validation. Without that, this person will basically crumple up and die, because they were never taught how to fill their own cup and really create an identity and personality of their own that they can be proud of. What else? Your person is surprised. I think they fell for this person's public persona. And it was only when they were in the thick of things that your person realized, oh my God, I am completely fucked here. And maybe by then it was too late. Maybe they got deeply entrenched, right? We have here serene, okay? And what I feel is like, this third party, they have mastered the art of looking cool, calm, and collected. But underneath that mask, Jesus, the devil himself. Yeah, the devil himself, right? They may see this third party as very inventive, right? Creating a lot of lies, okay? creating a lot of drama, right? Making up stories, right? Making up stories. Things that never happened. Okay? Once it can make them look good, right? And make somebody else look horrible, they're gonna say it. Gonna say it. So once they look good, even if it's at the expense of other people, they're gonna say it. I told you, there's nothing that this third party won't do. Get the 9 of Wands in reverse again. Okay, a person on their guard. All right, let's see this reckless card. What's going on with that? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And it looks like, this reckless behavior, they're just sabotaging themselves. And this is a cycle that they have been in over and over and over again. And they just don't seem to have any introspection, any kind of self-reflection to recognize the impact that their behavior has been having on them. They can see the impact on other people because that's what they're aiming for, right? They're aiming for maximum damage, right? But they don't understand how this behavior is sabotaging them and their relationships. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. Fighting dirty. Fighting dirty. They're a dirty fighter. And your person, they are surprised at the lengths that they will go to just to win a fight and to win an argument. Fighting dirty. We have the 4 of Swords in reverse, and your person knows it's because this person's been hurt. Okay, so they're in the abandon them before they abandon me, hurt them before they hurt me. Let's see the Serene card. Yeah, right? So cool, calm, and collected, but underneath it all is a person that is broken and a person that has seen more heartbreak and possibly more abuse than you and I may ever see in our lifetime. So I'm not giving them an excuse for their crash out behavior, but sometimes it allows for forgiveness and understanding. Everybody that we see that is being abusive or being volatile, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Well, you have a story too, right? Everybody has a story, right? That we can sympathize with. Even the people we perceive as monsters or who have done monstrous things, they have a story. And it makes me go back to that show that that I think it's still on Netflix, Monsters, where they're talking about all these serial killers. And when we look at the relationship that they had with their parents, particularly with the mother figure, I wouldn't say we could understand why they did the things that they did, but we can see where things went wrong. Good God. Where things went wrong. Jeez. These children were just so pure, so wonderful, and then all it takes is an unstable parent, an unstable environment, and boom, things kick off. Even things that they were genetically prone to, right? It kicks off. It's the environment. It kicks off. Okay, we have here the Queen of Cups in reverse, more emotional manipulation again. Okay, so I told you, all the narcissist cards out, your person is up against a really interesting, well, it's an enemy at this point. Okay, all right, let's go a little deeper. What's going on in your person's life right now, or in this connection, that might be influencing how your person is seeing this third party? A degree don't make you smarter. Okay. All right. So maybe, your person might be well accomplished. Okay. And in every area of their life, they have their shit together. But their choice of partners, their romantic partners, maybe their choice of romantic partners um, leave a lot to be desired. Let's just put it like that, right? Because I am getting that, they had a choice between you and this other person, and look what they chose. Okay, look at what they chose, right? So, their compass, your person's compass is broken, and trauma can do that. Trauma can do that. It can mess up our intuition. Okay. What is your intuition telling you? So the more your person is healing, right, is the more they are trusting what their intuition is telling them. And their intuition right now is telling them to get out of Dodge. Okay? They're finally listening to it. But, there's one thing to know it and then there's another thing to do it. All right. We have a family legacy. Okay. So choosing the wrong partners or choosing abusive partners is not just a thing that your person has done. Spirit is letting you know this is a transgenerational wound. And this is why your person can do better. It's not just that their compass was broken, right? It is also they may have seen generations and generations of toxic relationships playing out. So what should have been a red flag for your person, because the signs are always there, right? Narcissists play a good game, but the signs are always there. There's always a crack in the mask, right? That should be a red flag to us. But when you grow up in an environment where that is the norm, that red flag, what does it look like? It looks like a green flag. It looks like a green flag. So your person could not have done any better until they did their own healing work. Okay? They could not have done any better because that's what they grew up in. We have a sister coming through here. Okay, we're going to see maybe their siblings may also be doing the same thing, but we're going to see what the sister is going up. I think it's either pile 2 or pile 3 had sister come out in this position as well. But that sister was supporting this person in extricating themselves. So we're going to see what role the sister is playing here. And you are just like your dad. So we're also getting that this person's dad basically made the same mistake. So it is more than possible that your person grew up with at least one parent being narcissistic, and most likely the mother energy. So I guess that's why I was talking about the mother energy with that monsters documentary, or docudrama, I guess I should say. All right, let's see what your person's intuition is telling them. We have the 8 of Wands. Get out, get out. Tell them get out. Okay, you didn't listen to your intuition before. Okay, but this is also the Ace of Pentacles in this deck. I leave these cards in for Ace of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. So that intuition is telling me, listen, this thing is getting too volatile. It's highly unstable. And Spirit saying, get out. 8 of Wands, get out. Get out. Okay, we have here family legacy. And we have the 9 of Swords. So there's also a family legacy of them choosing, it looks like abusive partners. Okay, we have these crows attacking this person. But 9 of Swords is also an energy of depression and anxiety. So if your person grew up with someone who may have had an undiagnosed mental health issue, we always, before we go through our awakening and our healing, we unconsciously we keep recreating the energy of our childhood. Okay, so your person, before they went through their awakening and started healing, basically they chose this partner because this partner was vibrating in the energy of their parents, or at least one parent. Okay, what's this sister doing? Let's see. Let's see this one. What's this sister doing? We have 7 of Pentacles in reverse. They tell him, listen, get out of here. This relationship is crazy. It's again unstable, unbalanced, right? Do not invest another cent or another moment of your time and energy in this relationship. So this is the sister that is giving your person a reality check right now, right? We have, just like your father, we have 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands reverse. So it looks like this person's dad may have been in a family setup where their partner was abusive. And your person, remember, before we heal, we are recreating the energy of our child. And we are picking partners that are like our parents. Now, this thing is so toxic. It's so dysfunctional. So why are these people still holding on to each other? I think we got an answer, right? We got an answer. It's trauma, right? There may be some sort of enmeshment, financial or otherwise. We got that it's a transgenerational wound. So your person just playing out what they saw. And then we have done explaining. But it feels like, the straw that brought the camel's back has happened. So your person is definitely, I think they figured out they gotta go, right? It is just, they gotta prime for the battle ahead because it's going to be a battle. We have unsent messages. All right, why are they still together? Because your person and even this third party, nobody's talking about the things that matter, right? Everybody's kind of pretending that everything is a-okay. So everybody's thinking about what they want to say, but nobody is saying it, talking to the void, yeah. Nobody's saying it out loud, right? Everybody's just kind of bouncing the ideas around in their head. And as I said, your person may not want to hurt this third party, but at the same time, this third party may not want to hear your person. So they need to verbalize exactly what they want and stop pretending that the other person is psychic and should exactly know what they're thinking or feeling. Why are these people still together? They're meant to trigger an awakening for each other. I think this was in part 3 as well. So there's a purpose behind them staying together, and it's meant to be as dysfunctional as it is, because that's the only reason, that's the only way that these people are able to see themselves. And we have, it's not me, it's trauma. So we already got that message that it's trauma that is causing these people to hold on to each other, when the answer really is letting go. Okay, so based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be this person's next action, will be your person's next actions towards this third party within a month of you watching this reading? And we have here 5 of Cups in reverse, right? And that's the energy of grief. It's the energy of regret. Okay, what's going to be a person's next actions? We have here the World, right? That's the ending. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, tired of being breadcrumbed. We have Death card in reverse, recognizing that this person, this third party, is never going to change. And we have here the High Priestess. Okay, so that's about listening to your intuition. So it feels like it's like the beginning of the end, right? It feels like there's going to be some sort of verbalization of what people have been feeling inside, whether it's a third party that does that, whether it's your person that does that. There's going to be a conversation here, and it is going to be like the beginning of the end of this relationship. Okay, all right. So let's just push this aside and let's look at your connection with this person. Okay. And whilst I'm just kind of shuffling the energy out of this, guys, can I ask you to subscribe to the channel? And if you are subscribed, make sure that your notification button is on. They're falling for you. The notification button is on, because I've been looking at the analytics, and one of the markers that I look at is how many people responded to the notification, and they're saying that nobody had their notification on when I released this video, and that doesn't make sense to me. And I know YouTube has been doing some BS, so just check for me, okay? All right, we have listening within, listening to your intuition, right? So that's what they're doing with regard to you. What is your person's energy towards you at this time? It's this one. Let's see. We got the Jonah conspiracy. Recognizing they went the wrong way. They went the wrong way. The path was clear, right? So it's not like your person didn't know. The path was clear, but they purposely walked away from the path. Let's ask Spirit, why? Let's ask Spirit why. The path was clear, right? You were the path. Let's ask Spirit why. We have here the Ace of Swords, and they're seeing it clearly. All right, let's ask why. I told you they've been doing a lot of self-reflection. Let's ask them why they walked away from the path. We have here Queen of Cups in reverse. Well, one, they weren't listening to their heart, weren't listening to their intuition. And two, it looks like this third party was already on the scene. Look, we have another number 3. This third party was already on the scene and may have influenced their decision making. We have here the 4 of Cups in reverse, and the 4 of Cups in reverse is about one's insecurities. So it feels like, it's not that your person doesn't have agency. They definitely have agency, and they chose this, and they chose this third party. But it feels like there may have been some manipulation, okay, from this third party as well. All right? All right. When your person thinks about you, they think about this connection. Where is your person's mind at? Let's get this one. Where's your person's mind at? We have the star. Oh my God. You are a star in their eyes. And I think this has come out in this position for every reading, right? You are mystical, magical, sexy, spiritual, creative, right? They see that, you may have gone through a lot of difficult situations in your life. But unlike this third party, you didn't make that warp your sense of self. It didn't make you warp your trust and your faith in the universe and other people. And they see you as just an amazing human being that is completely authentic, right? You put yourself out there. Who doesn't like it? That's their business. Has nothing to do with you, right? You are not curating a public image for anyone. What you see is what you get, and they see you as in control of their life. Now, this is a very feminine energy here, and then you come here with masculine energy. So you are very balanced within yourself. And your life shows that you are stable. You are stable. And maybe, remember, your person has always been trying to recreate the energy of their childhood, and it looks like their childhood was volatile. So maybe that stability may have been off-putting in the past, but now that your person is healing, that stability looking real good. Real good. Okay. What do they think about, right? They think about how much they hurt you when they threw away this relationship, when they left you behind, right? And I'm feeling, this is weird energy in the pit of my stomach, that cringe energy, earth swallow me now, energy. I feel that energy from this card. So whenever they think about that particular moment when they may have chose this third party, they do feel a sense of remorse. Okay, they think that they've lost you. They think there's no coming back. And you know why they think that? Because they know if anybody had done to them what they did to you, right, that person would basically be dead and buried in their mind. So they don't see how you can forgive them at all, right? Because they certainly won't be able to forgive. They certainly will not be able to forgive. Let's look at this person's heart space energy here. We have here cheerful, right? When they think about you, it's just pure joy. Pure joy. Okay. Heart space energy for you. We have here intrigued. Yeah. They want to know what you're up to. Okay. Are you still available? Are you still loving them? Okay. We have amused. When they think about your relationship, they think about all the fun times, all the great times you guys had, right? They admire you. Okay. They admire everything about you. And they admire the life that you managed to create for yourself. Because I'm happy. Yeah, you're a happy person. You're naturally a happy person, and that's in high contrast to the person that they're with right now. The person that they're with is they're miserable. And I mean, of course, there's a reason why they're miserable. It looks like they've been through a lot. But you've been through a lot too. And you've not allowed that to kill your joy. Let's see this intrigue card. Why are they intrigued? We have the Ace of Wands in reverse because you're not giving them your energy anymore. So they're not even sure where they stand with you, especially as they really broke your heart. They think that there might be somebody else in the picture, that they have competition. So they might be scoping out your socials, might be asking mutuals about you because they want to know what is the real deal. We have here amused. And look, we have Queen of Cups, and she is in the upright, right? So they just feel a sense of joy when they think about you because you're so loving, you're so kind, you're so beautiful, you're so compassionate, right? And this person, they're really into you, right? They admire you. Why do they admire you? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And what I heard is, don't worry, be happy. That's who you are, right? You plod along, right? You mind your own business. You drink your water, you mind your own business, right? You're hard at work at your craft. You might be a creative, and you're not worried about anything because you have trust and faith that things are going to work out. Okay. We have happy. Two of Wands in reverse goes to the Ace of Wands. So they see, everything is working out for you. Everything is working out in your favor. And I feel that makes them a little jealous too. Okay. What is waiting to ground in this connection? What is happening in the 5D that is waiting to ground in this connection? I'm hearing the sheep outside, and I have a very strange feeling that she's tied herself up again. Oh my goodness, I don't know how she does that. I know she was not crying at all until I started this reading. So I feel like your person may have tied themselves up with this karmic energy. What is waiting to ground? We have faithfulness, right? So a connection that is marked by loyalty and integrity. That's what's waiting to ground. Right, I'll go and see about her in a second. I don't know how she does it. I just don't know. I don't know how she does it. Good God. All right, what's waiting to... Ooh, we have despair. Good God, what is that? Okay, but I think it's because your person feels like they don't have a route back into your life. What else is waiting to ground? We have a surprise, but this person's catching a lot of fish, so this is not some sort of abundance. So there's surprise abundance that it's abundance that you don't see. You don't see it coming, right? Whatever this is, you don't see it coming. It's a surprise. What is waiting to ground? We have thought. So whatever each person is thinking is waiting to ground, and it looks like they want to be with you. So that's what's waiting to ground here. What's waiting to ground in this connection? And we have a friend, right? A true friendship and a partnership that is based on mutual love and trust. I'm going to clarify a few things, okay? Spirit tells us about this despair card. What the hell is that? We have the sun, okay? And the sun is the highest incarnation of masculine energy. So that despair card, it's basically the death card. This person has to die unto themselves. Their old self has to die for this masculine energy, this empowered energy to come through. What is this surprise that's going on here? We have here the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this surprise actually has to do with the karmic. What is going to happen? We have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and that can signal a breakup or divorce. And we have Justice is served. The scales are balanced. So it feels like out of nowhere, this relationship dissolves. It ends, right? It's a very quick ending. It just ends, okay? And it's going to be a surprise to your person. It's going to be a surprise to you. What's this thought? Right, they're thinking of reunion. Both of you guys are thinking of reunion, okay? But you guys are also thinking about the deception of the past, okay? So that's something that needs to be dealt with when you guys come back together. What's waiting to ground? A true friendship, right? We have Seven of Wands in reverse, a true friendship that is marked by intimacy and vulnerability. And that I find is a very beautiful energy. Okay, now let's get some messages from your person. Then we're going to look at what's going to be the next actions towards you within a month. I'll get some advice from Spirit, and then I'm going to see what Miss Tied Up Artist has done to herself today. I'm sure she's walked around the tree a couple times. I'm sure that's what it is. We have, I am becoming a better person. So they want you to know that they are definitely changing. Okay? They're not the same person that you remember. I bury myself and work to forget you. Yes, so I think this person's just trying to cope with their particular situation. They feel restricted from coming towards you, but at the same time, the thoughts of you are non-stop. So this is one of the ways that they try to cope with their feelings. Trying to work themselves to death. We both know I'm not the one for you. And I think, they have a lot of self-doubt that bounces around in their mind. Because remember, they've always had a self-esteem issue. I feel you leaving me behind. Yeah, but they're panicking though. And they may be telling themselves that, maybe we're not meant to be together because they think that they don't have a chance to come back into your life. And maybe for some of you guys, they don't. But they want you to know that, well, they want you and that they love you unconditionally. Okay? All right. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect? Will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading, we have the Two of Wands in reverse, which goes to the Ace of Wands, so that's taking action. We have the Queen of Cups in upright, taking action towards you. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, still dealing with a self-esteem issue there. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So I think they finally surmount a big hurdle in their life, and that is about getting out of their own way, right? And not allowing their insecurities to sabotage what they really want, right? Sabotage their hopes and dreams. So I feel like you will see action from this person. I think they definitely are going to reach out to you, at least to talk, at least to initiate some sort of conversation here. Okay? All right, what does Spirit want you to do right now? What does Spirit want you to do with regard to this connection right now? We have invention. Okay, so there's a creative idea that they are bringing through your consciousness. What is that? We have self-esteem. All right, so Spirit's letting you know that your person's not the only person that has low self-esteem, okay? You also have a self-esteem issue. So, whilst your person's doing their thing, do things to really nurture your inner child, to really nurture your self-concept and sense of self. And we do that by, pumping loving energy into ourselves, by taking care of ourselves, taking care of our body, looking well, taking care of our health. If there's a health issue that's been bugging you, go get help. Go get help. Okay? And it also helps to be around people who really love you, who really see your best qualities, and they have no problem showing that, right? So be around positive people, right? People who really love you. You're going to feel that energy, and you're also going to feel good about yourself. But, self-esteem is an inside job. So if you need therapy to help you work through some of this, this is the time. This is the time. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. So what is affirmations? Whatever you're doing, right now it's time to nurture yourself. My love, so this was your reading. I hope that was helpful.